Round 2 Wrestling is back. No pomp and circumstance, no formalities. An information-packed episode awaits you, the listening fan. I am your host with the most wrestling information, SlimmDa KID, and this is a brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast here on the 11th of June, 2024. Here we go. This is Round 1, the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Tiffany Stratton signed with the Paradigm Talent Agency for representation in all areas, per The Hollywood Reporter. Meanwhile, PW Insider notes this is part of a big uptick in Hollywood interest in a number of WWE performers this year. The Young Bucks of AEW are already in talks with Reebok, the shoe company, about another future project after the smashing success of their recent pump shoe deal, says the Wrestling Observer newsletter. On TNA's recent cuts, Dave Meltzer wrote in a recent F4W Online daily update that clearly the company is going heavy into cost savings mode right now, with the moves being called more than cutting to the bone and actually cutting the bone. During an interview on the Insiders podcast, former longtime WWE employee Tim Carlucci claimed that Vince McMahon is not allowed inside WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. Quote, he can't even walk in the building, end quote. This also is related to the gym that Vince McMahon had custom made for himself, which is also located within WWE headquarters. He is not allowed to use the facilities. Russell Voltz was told that WWE's Braun Breaker has impressed many higher-ups in his short stint on Monday Night Raw, and that WWE has considerably altered its creative plans for him. One source mentioned that Braun is slated to be a major focus in going into WWE's new Netflix era. According to Fightful Select, D-Jack's WWE contract is set to expire at the end of June. There are currently no plans for him on Raw, and WWE has yet to make him an offer. Wrestling Observer Live's Brian Alvarez heard that AEW's Rocky Romero played a key role in the agreement that will allow CMLL and AAA Mexican wrestlers to work on these same shows. However, it's not expected that the stars from both promotions will be allowed to work in the same match. For what it's worth, Dave Meltzer spoke on all the talk of Ricochet leaving WWE, initially saying the situation is still up in the air, but chiming in again to note that he was told a decision has been made and all signs point to his leaving. That draws to a conclusion Round 1 in the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Some interesting rumors and tidbits to think about for the next week. However, let's jump right into Round 2. This is actual factual pro wrestling news. WWE announces another partnership with major North American sports league.
Oh my God!
WWE announced several days ago that WWE and the NHL are teaming up to offer NHL championship belts similarly to what WWE currently offers for its partnership with the NFL. TKO Group Holdings announced the release of its first officially licensed National Hockey League product, a WWE Stanley Cup Champions Legacy title belt commemorating the winner of the 2024 Stanley Cup Final between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. At the conclusion of the Stanley Cup Final, the commemorative product will be available for purchase at NHLShop.com, NHLShop.ca, and WWEShop.com, as well as Fanatics.com. WWE files for another WCW trademark.
That's fucking stupid.
The promotion, WCW, was founded by Ted Turner in 1988 after his Turner Broadcasting System, or TBS, bought Jim Crockett Promotions. When Vince McMahon bought World Championship Wrestling in 2001, they obtained various WCW-related things, such as trademarks, rings, and a tape library. WWE has also used former WCW pay-per-view names for current WWE pay-per-views, including but not limited to Halloween Havoc, War Games, and the Great American Bash. Who Killed WCW, a new docuseries that premiered last week on Vice TV on Tuesday, is covering the promotion's rise and fall. Could we see a return of WCW merchandise in 2024 or another form of a former WCW pay-per-view? Detroit, Michigan based wrestling promotion Juggalo Championship Wrestling announces bi-weekly live wrestling events called Lunacy.
You what?
Juggalo Championship Wrestling, based in Detroit, Michigan, and founded by Detroit rap group Insane Clown Posse, or ICP, announced the launch of an electrifying new series, JCW Lunacy, set to premiere on a bi-weekly basis. The series is designed to captivate audiences with its high-energy matches, compelling storylines, and unforgettable in-ring action. JCW Lunacy stands out as a unique showcase featuring a diverse roster of top-tier talent from renowned wrestling promotions, including, but not limited to, the NWA, MLW, Impact Wrestling, AEW, AAA, and Big Japan Pro Wrestling. Stay tuned for more information and news as it becomes available. WWE and fast food chain Arbys teaming up to promote Arbys Beef Week.
That's fucking stupid.
WWE's Austin Theory and Grayson Waller humorously promoted AEW's new Beef Week sandwich deal. The tag team are offering or letting you, the fan, know about Arbys Rewards memberships, and it comes with a deal lasting until June 16th. Arbys members, that is, can buy 5 roast beef sandwiches for $5, averaging at just $1 per sandwich. They called themselves the beefiest tag team before, but Theory explained Arbys' 5 for $5 deal to his Australian partner, who seemed to be confused. They discussed the Arbys reward program, encouraging fans to sign up for the deal. Stop into your local Arbys today for more details. WWE's longest tenured wrestler set to become a free agent.
You what?
Similar to the shocking announcement that WWE passed on the opportunity to re-sign former women's champion Becky Lynch, it was announced several days ago that Natalya Neidhart's WWE contract is over at the end of this month. This has led many to believe that Neidhart could be headed to AEW. In an exclusive, PW Torch is told that Natalya has been offered a new contract with WWE and has not accepted the offer yet. So it's up to Natalya if she is happy with the offer and the promotion, or if she's going to explore other options, including those outside of professional wrestling. Ongoing Vince McMahon lawsuit put on pause at the request of the Department of Justice.
That's fucking stupid.
In an indication of a possible forthcoming federal indictment against Vince McMahon, the Justice Department has asked Janelle Grant to pause her lawsuit against McMahon. The U.S. government indicated they had a pending non-public investigation. The lawsuit could interfere with the Department of Justice's criminal investigation. Last January, one day after a lawsuit was filed by Grant, McMahon resigned from his position as chief executive of TKO Group Holdings Incorporated and his role on the TKO board of directors, accusing him of sex trafficking and sexual abuse. No charges have been filed, and the investigation won't necessarily lead to an indictment. The U.S. government asking Grant to pause her lawsuit is an indication the investigation is ongoing. Bloomberg News, The New York Post, NBC News, ABC News, and USA Today are among major national media outlets publishing stories on this piece of information. That draws to a conclusion round 2 in pro wrestling news. Let's jump right over to round 3 title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers for your favorite promotions and pay-per-views, including results from NXT Battleground PPV, AEW, Ring of Honor, WWE, TNA, MLW, NWA, DEFY, Progress, AAA, CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, STARDOM, RevPro, Pro Wrestling Noah, etc., etc. NXT Heritage Cup champion Tony D'Angelo defeated Damon Kemp to retain the NXT Heritage Cup Championship. AEW World Heavyweight Champion Swerve Strickland defeated Roderick Strong to retain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Ring of Honor Men's World Television Champion Kyle Fletcher defeated Dalton Castle to retain the Ring of Honor Men's World TV title. TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace defeated Allison Kay to retain the TNA Knockouts World Championship. AJ Francis defeated TNA Digital Media Champion Laredo Kid to become the new TNA Digital Media Champion. Great Okan defeated New Japan Pro Wrestling King of Pro Wrestling Champion Yuya Uemura to become the new New Japan Pro Wrestling King of Pro Wrestling Champion. Los Ingobernables de Japón defeated Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Champions Hiroshi Tanahashi, Oleg Boltin, and Toru Yano to become the new Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Champions. New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion Jeff Cobb defeated Tomohiro Ishii to retain the New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV title. TMDK defeated IWGP Tag Team Champions Bullet Club, New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions Gorillas of Destiny, and Bishiman to become the new unified IWGP and Strong Tag Team Champions. Never Openweight Champion Shingo Takagi versus Henair went to a draw when both men couldn't answer the referee's count. Never Openweight Champion Shingo Takagi retains the title. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley defeated Evil to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. RevPro Undisputed Women's British Champion Dani Luna defeated Nightshade to retain the RevPro Undisputed British Women's Championship. Kehlani Jordan defeated Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, Jada Parker, Fallon Henley, and Mishin Mia Yim to win the inaugural NXT North American Women's Championship. NXT Tag Team Champion Supersonic Duo defeated the Good Brothers to retain the NXT Tag Team titles. NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez defeated TNA Women's Knockouts Champion Jordan Grace to retain the NXT Women's Championship. NXT North American Champion Oba Femi defeated Wes Lee and Joe Coffey to retain the NXT North American Championship. NXT Champion Trick Williams defeated All Ego Ethan Page to retain the NXT Championship. That draws to a conclusion round 3 and title matches. Be sure to listen to round 2 wrestling again and round 3 in particular in case you missed your favorite champion and whether or not they retained or if a new champion was crowned. This is the end of round 2 wrestling, and that means it's time for round 4, Did You Know? Did You Know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world you may or may not have known about. You gotta love the bell. Did you know WrestleMania 3 was the last time Hulk Hogan successfully defended the WWF title on pay-per-view? He was 0-4 in title defenses after that. Did you know Melina and Candice Michelle competed in the very last WWE Bra and Panties match on March 19th, 2007? Thank God. Did you know AJ Styles wrestled in both Randy Savage's and The Undertaker's final matches? Did you know Kevin Nash won the WWF title once as Diesel and won the WCW World title 5 times? Nash's one WWF title reign lasted longer than all of Nash's WCW AJPW reigns combined. He held the WWF title for 358 days compared to his WCW World title reigns, which were a mere 97 days. That's the end of Round 2 Wrestling. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week.